So yesterday I said to myself, we should make a note sheet for today because we're going to be graphing hyperbolas. And then that way the chitlins, the gazintas, have graphs that they can follow along with and do good things with. Okay? So, you're welcome. All right, here we go. So, I want to graph this hyperbola. Very first thing that I need to do is I need to figure out which way it's going to open. Is it going to open to the left and to the right, or is it going to open up and down? You tell me.
Up and down.
Why up and down?
Because it's the y's.
Because the y is before the subtraction sign. It's y squared minus x squared. So that's going to open up, down. Okay. Then, the next thing that I should do is I should find my center. Where is the center of this hyperbola?
2, -3.
Did you say 2, -3?
Yeah.
Okay, because it sounded up from here, it sounded like 0, -3,
No,
but
2,
2 comma -3? Do we agree with 2 comma -3? Yep, I would agree with 2 comma -3. 2, -3. Love it. So there's my center. I mark it with a little bit of a C. You want to put a dot? I don't care. That's you. That's a you call, not a me call. Okay? Then I need to build my box. Okay? So if I build my box, the left and right is going to be A, right? You go left and right A from the center. What is A? Is correct? 2. Yep. Because A is always, or A squared is underneath the x squared term. So that's 4. So square root it gets me 2. So that tells me that the sides of my box are going to be on the left 2 and on the right 2 from the center. Okay? We got lucky. Sides of the box are on the x-axis. Love it. B now is underneath y squared, right? So b squared is 25, so b is 5. Love it. So that tells me I'm going to go up and down 5 from my center. And now I can draw in my box. Since it opens up and down, my vertices are going to be the midpoints of the top and the bottom sides of my box. So straight up from the center and straight down from the center, which is going to be the point 2, 2 and 2, -8. Agree? Okay, good so far. We can now use our box to draw in our asymptotes. So let's draw in some totes, my goats. And really, now we could draw it in, right? We could draw in our actual hyperbola. Okay. As long as we're on the subject, let's talk about our asymptotes. The asymptotes have a slope of plus or minus b over a, right? So that's going to be plus or minus 5/2 is going to be the slope of my two asymptotes. Okay? So both asymptotes go through the center, rise up 5 to the top of my box, and then I have to run either left or right, depending upon which one it is. Okay? So if I go with asymptote number 1, that would have a slope of positive 5/2 and a y-intercept down here at negative 8. So that's going to be y equals 5/2 x minus 8. My other asymptote is going to have a slope of negative 5/2, but its y-intercept is going to be at positive 2. That's up here. Okay. So that's going to be y equals negative 5/2 x plus 2. Those are the equations then of my asymptotes. Now I need to find the foci. The rule, or the c² rule for foci, is a² plus b². So a² was 4, b² was 25, so c² is 29, which means c then is the square root of 29. The square root of 29 is a little bit more than 5, so my foci are there, and I'm going to scroll up just a little bit. There. Okay. Because my hyperbola opened up and down, my foci are also up and down from the center, so they are located at 2, comma, negative 3 plus or minus the square root of 29. And that's everything and anything about that particular hyperbola. Questions on any of that? What I would like you to do now then is I would like you to graph that hyperbola at the bottom of your note sheet. Okay? Graph that, and if you have a question, raise your hand, ask a shoulder buddy, okay? Shout it out, all that stuff. We'll go through it here in a little bit. Little spot check here, since it's x² minus y², that tells me that it is going to open left and right. Yes, okay. It tells me then also that the center is at the origin. Yes, okay. All right. Did it again. Achtung, baby. So a squared is underneath x squared, so a squared is 49, so a is 7. So that means I'm going to go left and right 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That also tells me that because it opens left and right, that those are my vertices. So my vertices are at 7, comma 0, and negative 7, comma 0. B squared is 24. So b is the square root of 24, which is 2 times the square root of 6. Okay? But in terms of purposes of the graph, that's about 4.9. Okay? It's not quite 5. Square root of 25 is 5. Square root of 24 is pretty close. It's square root of 24 is actually, that's not the square root of 24. Come on. 4.898979. 898979. So we'll call it 4.9. Okay? So that means I'm going to go up 4.9. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 0.9. Down 4.9. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 0.9. Okay? So now I can draw in my box. Ooh. Kind of wavy on the one side. That's right, you didn't see a thing. Okay? So there's my box. Now I can draw in my asymptotes. Okay. Like it. I can draw in my hyperbola now. Like it. C value here, c squared. Oh, no, go up. C squared is going to be a squared plus b squared. So c squared is going to be 49 plus 24. So that is going to be 73. So c is going to be the square root of 73. Since we much better are left and right, okay? Square root of 73, I'm going to go plus or minus the square root of 73, comma 0 on the left and the right. That puts me out a little bit past 8. Kind of about that 8.5 range would be where those foci are. Okay. Last thing we got to do is we have to find the equations of our asymptotes. It was nice because the y-intercepts of our asymptotes are both 0 because it goes through the origin. So the slope here of my asymptotes is going to be plus or minus b, which is 2 square roots of 6, over a, which is 7. So the equation of one asymptote is y equals positive 2 square roots of 6 over 7 times x. The other one is y equals negative 2 square roots of 6 over 7x. Okay? Beautiful. Love it. Can't get enough of it. Okay? Just when you think you have all the answers, I make you flip the page over and I change the question. Okay? All right? Now, what we're going to do is we are going to go backwards. Okay? So given the fact that the vertices of this hyperbola are at 0, -4 and -4, -4, and the slopes of the asymptotes are plus or minus 3, I think we can not only graph this hyperbola, but I think we can also write the hyperbola's equation from that. Okay? So, let's start with what we're given. We're given the fact that the vertices are here and here. Right? From that, what can you tell me? It opens left and right. Okay? So we know that it's going to open left and right. Which means, because it opens left and right, that's going to be an x minus h quantity squared over a squared minus y minus k quantity squared over b squared equals 1 type of hyperbola. Okay? Because we're going to need that later on when we get to making the equation. What else can I glean from that vertices, or those vertices? Where's the center?
Or -2, -1.
-2, -4 is the center. Okay, because the center would be the midpoint of the two vertices. So that tells me that that's at -2, -4. Okay? Based off of the center now in the vertices, what do I know? My A value is what? My A value is now 2. See how we're building? We're rolling. Love this. Okay? Love it. Anything else? Well, we can fill in we can fill them in, but they're already up there, so we're good with that. Okay? Anything else?
You should know the B value.
Based off of where the vertices are?
No, based off of what we just found out about, like, how far away from the center the A value would take.
Okay.
Because you know the slope of the asymptotes are 3 and -3, so whatever the B value is divided by 2 will have to give you plus or minus 3.
Okay. So you're saying that because the slope is plus or minus 3, right, that needs to be plus or minus something over 2, right? So what is 3 written as a fraction with 2 as its denominator? 6. Okay? So that tells me that B then is 6. Everybody agree with that? Yeah. So we'd go up and down 6. 2, 4, 6. 2, 4, 6, all the way down. That then now allows us to draw in okay, which then allows me to put in my asymptotes. Which then that would allow me to graph it, right? Okay, so it's graphed now, correct? Now we just have to come up with our equation. Do we have enough information to come up with the equation for this hyperbola? Do we have h? Yep. Do we have k? Yep. Do we have a? And do we have b? Yep. So we got enough. So the equation of this hyperbola is x minus negative 2 quantity squared all over 4 minus y minus negative 4 quantity squared all over 36 equals 0. Or equals 1. Yep, I said equals 0. Equals 1. Agree? Because the center was at negative 2 comma negative 4. So that's plus 2 and plus 4 inside the parentheses. A was 2, so that's 4 underneath the x. And B was 6, so that's 36 underneath the y. All good in the hood? Sweet. We're going to save that last one for tomorrow.